I'd like to take this opportunity to welcome former Albany County Clerk Tom Quinn to the table tonight. Thank you.
Nice to be here.
So I'd like to open the Contract Administration Board meeting at 4:00 p.m. In attendance for today is Dan Lynch, Deputy County Executive, the Honorable Andrew Joyce, Chairman of the Albany County Legislature, and Bruce Ridley, Albany County Clerk. At this time, I'd like to entertain a motion that we accept the minutes of the meeting from October 17 of 2022.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstention? The meeting minutes are accepted. I'd like to take this opportunity now to open the agenda for November 14th, 2022. And the first item on the agenda today is contract number 626-22. The department is our redistricting commission. The vendor is Arc Bridge Consulting and Training, Inc., 21515 Ridgetop Circle, Suite 290, Sterling, Virginia. The estimated amount is $15,000. The estimated term is 11/1/22 through 12/31/22. The scope of service is MMD is requesting a contract AM2 not to exceed $15,000 for mapping services with Arc Bridge. This is required in connection with our need to continue work following the rejection of recommended map by the legislature to review and respond to concerns raised. Arc Bridge will, as requested, review and redraw up to 2 scenario plans. Arc Bridge will attend MMD meetings to do research work, review submitted public maps, and also do the functional analysis of each of the new options. In addition, Arc Bridge will also make changes to the scenarios as recommended by MMD committee, and, if required, draw additional plans. The fiscal impact of this is county is 100% county funded. I now open the floor for comments or questions. Tom?
Mr. Chairman, this first contract is mapping for the MMD subcommittee. There's also a contract for legal services for the MMD subcommittee that's on the agenda. And then the redistricting commission itself has 2 similar items, one for its council and one for its mapper. The first one that you just mentioned is for Arc Bridge, the MMD's mapper. It is an additional $15,000 on their existing contract. The other 3 are all for $10,000 apiece and are similarly to cover services to be provided during the 60 days the legislature has given us to re-examine the redistricting map and to resubmit it. I'll be glad to answer any questions that anyone has on the 4 contracts, but as far as I'm concerned, you could take the 4 of them together.
Oh, we'll do them individually. Any other comments or questions regarding this contract? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Any abstention? Motion is carried. Next on the agenda is contract number 627-22. The redistricting commission is the department. The estimated amount is $10,000. The estimated term is 11/1/22 through 12/31/22. The scope of service, redistricting commission requests a contract AM2 not exceeding $10,000 for mapping services with AppGEO. The legislature's rejection of ACRC's proposed redistricting has triggered a 60-day review period to rework the proposed maps. Again, this is 100% county funded. I now open the floor for comments or questions. Any further comments at all? No.
I'm glad to answer any questions, however.
Any other comments or questions? I'll entertain a motion, please.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstention? Carried. Next on the agenda is contract 628-22, the redistricting commissioners department. The vendor is New York Census and Redistricting Institute. The scope of service, redistricting commission requests contract AM1 not to exceed $10,000 for legal services because of the legislature's rejection of ACRC's proposed redistricting map, and it has triggered a 60-day review period to rework the proposed maps. Once again, this is 100% county funded. I now open the floor for comments or any questions. Anything further? Anything further?
No.
Entertain a motion, please.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstention? Motion's carried. Next on the agenda is contract number 629-22, Redistricting Commission. The vendor is New York Census and Redistricting Institute. The estimated term is 11/1/22 through 12/31/22. The estimated amount is $10,000. The scope of services, MM&D is requesting a contract AM1 not to exceed $10,000 for legal services because of the legislature's rejection of ACRC's proposed redistricting map has triggered a 60-day review period to rework the proposed maps, 100% county funded. Once again, I'll open the floor for comments or questions, but I believe everything's been answered already. Any further comments?
No.
I'll entertain a motion, please.
Motion? Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Any abstention? Motion's carried. Next on the agenda, contract number 606-22, the Sheriff's Department. The vendor is Sciometrics LLC. The estimated amount is $50,000. The estimated term is 9/1/22 through 8/31/25. The scope of service is to purchase Sciometrics mobile touchless printing, which will be used within the Albany County Sheriff's Department. This is 100% state funded. I now open the floor for comments or questions.
Any questions? It's modern technology of being able to lift the print using a cell phone and send it straight to the FBI, TCJS, or any other data bank that you so choose to hook it up to. It's basically cutting edge. We have a sole source on it, and that source is in the process of working with the FBI and several other federal organizations.
Very good. Any other comments or questions regarding this? I'll entertain a motion, please.
Motion. Second.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Any abstention? Motion is carried. Next on the agenda is contract number 633-22. The department is a correctional facility. The vendor is Denoyer Chevrolet. The estimated amount is $36,955. The estimated term, 11/7/22 through 11/6/23. The scope of service is to purchase inmate transport vehicle for the Albany County Correctional Facility. This is 100% county funded. I now open the floor for comments or questions.
Hi, Tina Simmons with the Albany County Correctional Facility. Purchasing issued a bid. Denoyer was the only one to submit, and this is a purchase for the inmate transports.
Any other comments or questions? Entertain a motion, please.
Motion. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstention? Motion is carried. Next on the agenda is contract number 618-22. Department is the County Board of Elections. The vendor is NoWink. The estimated amount is $44,776. The estimated term is 1/1/23 through 12/31/23. The scope of services, we are seeking approval of a contract with NoWink for the maintenance of software for our electronic poll books. The contract is in the amount of $44,700, and I've already said that. So the fiscal impact is 100% for the county. I now open the floor for comments and questions.
So, good afternoon. NoInc is the company that controls the software for our electronic poll books, which, as you're aware of, we use for the voters to sign in when they arrive at the polling place. The program is called ePulse and allows us to, in live motion, communicate with our polling places as to who has voted and who has not.
Any other comments or questions? Entertain a motion?
Motion. Second.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Any abstention? Motion's carried. Thank you. Next on the agenda is contract number 601-22. The department is Residential Healthcare Facility. The vendor is Labella Associates. The estimated amount is $20,000. The estimated term is 2/1/22 through 12/31/23. The scope of service is Labella Associates is the architectural firm who we contracted with for the Shaker Place Child Daycare Center. Due to the changes of regulatory requirements and location of the front entrance, revisions needed to be made to the child daycare center work drawings. These revisions added to cost of the project of $20,000 for architectural fees, bringing the total not to exceed to $118,438. This is 100% county funded. I now open the floor for comments or questions.
Yeah, hi, Larry Slappy, representing Shaker Place, residential healthcare facility. Labella is our architect for the child daycare center. Originally, we had the front entrance next to the ambulance entrance of the nursing home. And when the people who were working with Colony Youth Center saw the location, they felt that it would be best and adhere to the regulatory requirements being further away from the entrance of the nursing home. So it was moved to the, what would be considered the north side of the nursing home, same wing. We had to redo the whole front entrance, the walkway, and that cost was an additional $15,000 in architectural fees, because certain rooms had to be moved as well. We added $5,000 that hopefully will not be utilized, just in case we run into any other obstacles for architectural drawings that may come up. But the actual cost of this change will be $15,000. We put in for 20.
Any other comments or questions? Entertain the motion.
Motion. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstention? Motion's carried.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, great job, Larry.
Thank you very much.
Next on the agenda is contract number 608-22. Department is I'm sorry. She could have asked for multiple copies.
You're looking for this one.
My apologies. All right, that's better. So next on the agenda is contract number 608-22. And the vendor is Catholic Charities. The estimated amount is $34,650. The estimated term is 1/1/23 to 12/31/23. The scope of service, the contractor should provide service to the Albany County caregivers of older ages of 60 and older. Services include public information, caregiver counseling, training, and respite care. Now, this is broken up into two fiscal impacts. The county will pick up 25% of this cost. The federal government will pick up 75% of the cost. I now open the floor for comments or questions.
Yes, it's Patrick Dillon from the Department for Aging. The department issued an RFP for our caregiver services, and we received 5 proposals from that RFP. We reviewed, scored, and awarded them, and Catholic Charities is one of the awardees, along with the 4 others, but they'll be handling the services that you were just outlining. Public information, caregiver counseling, training, and respite care to our caregivers of older adults in Albany County.
Any other comments or questions? Entertain a motion.
Motion. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion is carried. Next on the agenda is contract 609-22. The vendor is Senior Projects of Ravina. The estimated amount is $23,920. The estimated term is 1/1/23 through 12/31/23. The scope of service, the contractor shall provide in-home contact and support services to older adults aged 60 years and older in Albany County. These services include friendly visits, shopping assistance, telephone assurance, counseling along with light housekeeping, laundry services, bill paying, and other essential errands. This is broken down into 2 fiscal impacts. The county will pick up 10%, and the federal government will pick up 90%. I now open the floor for comments or questions.
Yes, it's Pat Dillon again, and it's the department issued an RFP for our home care support services. We received 2 proposals for that RFP, and we awarded them both. And Senior Projects of Ravina will be awarded the services of offering shopping assistance, friendly visiting, telephone assurance to our seniors that are isolated and alone in their homes, and also other essential errands in the community.
Any other comments or questions? Entertain a motion, please.
Motion. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion is carried. Next on the agenda is contract number 610-22. The vendor is Senior Hope Counseling. The estimated amount is $25,000. The estimated term is 1/1/23 through 12/31/23. The scope of service, the contractor shall provide services through an evidence-based program grant for older adults 60 years and older. The evidence-based medication-assisted treatment peer recovery program will meet the growing needs of older adults struggling with opioid and other substance misuse. The fiscal impact on this is 10% to the county and 90% to the federal government. I'll open the floor for comments or questions.
Again, it's Pat Dillon from Department for Aging, and basically what we did was we issued an RFP for our evidence-based program. We received, from the RFP, we received 3 proposals. And just to give you an idea, I want to read a definition of what the evidence-based programs are. It provides education along with activities that support healthy lifestyles, promote healthy behaviors, and improve functional status for older adults in our community in the hopes of preventing and reducing chronic disease and falls. So Senior Hope put into a proposal that will deal with our senior community that have problems with opioid addiction, alcohol, and substance abuse.
Okay.
The other 2 that were awarded were Catholic Charities and LifePath, offering a Matter of Balance program, and the other one is a aging mastery program. So what we're trying to do is offer this RFP where we kind of support the evidence-based programs to a point where they become sustainable in their own right, and that we offer more coming along. So these 3, like we've done in the past, we've offered Tai Chi, we've offered the Matter of Balance. So the more we can get out there and offer the community and then have them become sustainable by those providers.
Any other comments or questions? Entertain a motion?
Motion. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstention? Motion is carried. Keep up the great work. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next on the agenda is contract number 594-22, the Department of Sewage Treatment. The vendor is RESA Power Services LLC. The estimated amount is $72,825. The estimated term is 12/1/22 through 6/1/23. The scope of services, preventative maintenance to the high voltage substations and switches at the North Plant. This is 100% county funded. I open the floor for comments or questions.
Thank you. In response to RFP 2022-114, we received 4 bids. Resa Power Systems was the lowest responsible bidder. As indicated, this is for preventative maintenance to our high voltage switchgear at our North Plant.
Any other comments or questions? Entertain the motion, please.
Motion. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstention? Your motion is carried. Next on the agenda is contract number 630-22, Department of Sewage Treatment. The vendor is Kester Associates. The estimated amount is $90,000. The estimated term is 12/1/22 until 12/1/23. The scope of service, deliver and supply Vogelsang pump parts. It's 100% county funded. Open the floor for comments or questions.
Thank you. In response to RFP 2022-122R, this is for the supply of Vogelsang pump parts, either our combined sewage pumps. Kester was the sole responsible bidder and is the authorized sales rep for those pump parts.
Okay. Any other comments or questions? Entertain a motion, please.
Motion. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstention? Motion's carried. Next on the agenda is contract number 614-22. The department is maintenance of roads and bridges. The vendor is Robert H. Fink and Sons. The estimated amount is $24,329. The estimated term is 12/1/22 through 12/31/22. The scope of services, the purchase of a FECON mulching head and accessories to be placed on the department's Bobcat E60 compact excavator for mulching, cutting back hard-to-reach areas. This is 100% county funded. I open the floor for comments or questions.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Lisa Raimondo, Albany County Department of Public Works. Yes, Robert Fink was the sole bidder for this accessory, and this accessory is going to really help us be able to reach hard-to-reach areas off the road. We can mulch and cut back trees and various growth. It can be mounted on our compact excavator, which means that it's going to reduce wear and tear on our mowers.
Any other comments or questions? Entertain a motion?
Motion. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Any abstention? Motion is carried. Next on the agenda is contract number 621-22. Department is maintenance of roads and bridges. The vendor is HL Gage. The estimated amount is $99,000. The estimated term is 1/1/23 to 12/31/23. The scope of services, the purchase of parts and repairs for the department's International Harvester trucks. This is 100% county funded. I now open the floor for comments or questions.
Hi there. HL Gage is currently supplying parts and doing repairs for our international plow trucks. We're satisfied with their service, and we would like to utilize the first renewal option of their contract.
Okay. Any other comments or questions? Entertain a motion?
Motion. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstention? Motion is carried. Next on the agenda is contract number 593-22. Department is Preventative Assistance Program. The vendor is Homemade Service of Eastern New York, Inc., DBA Trinity Health Alert. The estimated amount is $75,000. The estimated term is 1/1/23 to 12/31/23. The scope of services, the provider will install and maintain electronic communication equipment in the home of frail, elderly, or disabled DSS clients. The equipment is designed to signal a monitoring agency for help when activated by the individual. This is broken down into two fiscal impacts. The county is responsible for 40%, and the state is responsible for 60% of the payment. And I'll open the floor for comments or questions.
Hi, Joe DeAngelis from DSS. Trinity Health Alert will install and monitor electronic equipment in the home of DSS clients, which allows them to remain in their homes, thus reducing the need for potential nursing home placement. We've contracted with this provider for many years, and they've provided satisfactory service.
Any other comments or questions? Entertain a motion.
Motion. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Any abstention? Your motion is carried. Next on the agenda is contract number 624-22. Department of Safety Net A6142 Emergency Aid for Adults. Vendor is Thornton Avenue Temporary Shelter. The estimated amount is $58,890. The estimated term is 12/1/22 to 4/30/23. The scope of services. Permission is requested to contract with Peter Young Industries to provide shelter to Albany County homeless who have contracted COVID. Now, the fiscal impact for this is broken down into the county is 65.2%, the state is 35.8%. And I now open the floor for comments or questions.
Yes. Historically, we've been able to house Albany County homeless individuals who require a 5-day COVID quarantine in motels. However, hotels are very reluctant to house these individuals who are in need of alternate measures. Additionally, due to our shelters being full and COVID flu season upon us, if there are no COVID placements, we look to utilize this shelter for overflow of placements for homeless individuals. We are requesting a contract with Thornton Avenue Shelter, who will provide shelter for our homeless, and we anticipate it will provide some savings for Albany County.
Thank you. Any other comments or questions? Entertain a motion.
Motion. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Carried. Next on the agenda is contract number 625-22. The department is Service for Physically Handicapped Children. The vendor is Cross Country Healthcare. The estimated amount is $50,000. The estimated term is 9/1/22 to 8/31/23. The scope of service is nurse needed on bus/vehicle to assure that a child in need of individual and continuous care participating in center-based sessions are transported safely, and that the child's health care needs are met. The nursing services may include, but are not limited to, catheterization, tube feeding, and tracheotomy maintenance. Children approved for special education center-based programs may require the same type of nursing services as listed above during the transporting of the child to and from the center-based program on a vehicle that is contracted through Albany County. And the fiscal impact of this is the county will be 40.5% and the state will be 59.5%. I now open the floor for comments or questions.
Nicole Ward, Department for Children, Youth, and Families. This is a mandated service when we're transporting physically handicapped children that have higher needs, that we need to have a nurse or an LPN on on this transport with them to facilitate this needs. We haven't had to use this in a few years, but because it's a mandated service, we want to have a contract in place in case we do need it.
Any other comments or questions? Entertain a motion?
Motion. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion is carried. And the final item on our agenda today is contract number 581-22. The department is Children, Youth, and Families. The vendor is IMA Systems LLC. The estimated amount is $21,000. The estimated term is 1/1/2023 to 12/31 of 2023. The scope of services, subscription and license agreement for operation of patient and billing software. This is 100% county funded. I open the floor for comments or questions.
Ken Nicole Ward from the Department for Children, Youth, and Families. This is our subscription and licensing agreement for patient portal and billing software for the Children's Mental Health Clinic.
Any other comments or questions? Entertain a motion?
Motion. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstention? Motion is carried. Well, I guess I should have done this while we had a room full of people, but I want to wish everybody a very happy Thanksgiving and holiday season, although there's only a few of us left to say it to, but the camera is on.
Thank you, Bruce. You did good.
So with that, I'll entertain a motion to close the Contract Administration Board meeting.
Motion. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstention? The Contract Administration Board meeting is closed at 4:27 PM. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.